Alright. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. And this is our first video in October. So happy October to you all. I hope October has been good to you as it has been good to me. So far, it has been good. You know, there's a little bit of stress, but it's been good. You know, it's been good. I know you guys have been wondering where the hell were y'all last week. Well, last week we couldn't record. We couldn't record last Monday because there was an early, I'm trying to think of an early false alarm.
Yes.
In Mikkel's family, so we couldn't record on Monday. And I was like, now I could record, but I want Mikkel to be here. So. On Thursday we were going to record, but I took my mom to the doctors. You know how you get your 6-month checkup and stuff. So when my mom got there, they were like, yeah, she's going to have to go to the hospital because her oxygen was really low. Now when my mom came home last year, her oxygen was like at 95. But I was like, she needs oxygen because when she starts walking, she loses her breath and stuff like that. And they were like, no, we're not going to prescribe anything until she's like below 90. I'm like, okay. So, you know, we finish the rest of the thing. I bring her home so she can eat. Because I know sitting in the emergency room.
She gets hungry.
Yeah. So we go to the emergency room. They see us about maybe 3 hours later. And, you know, the staff at Temple, they always nice. It was just one person. I was like, I don't like that attitude. But then she later changed. I guess the coworker must have told her because I was kind of upset with her tone. But you know, everything went well. They was like, Miss Smith, we want you to just stay one more night with us. And then when I woke up on Friday, they had all the oxygen stuff at the house. And she's one of those people that's very defiant. I'm not taking this, whatever. And then we got into it at the hospital. I was like, listen, if you don't put this oxygen tank on, I'm not taking you home. Now, I don't know where you're going, but shit, I'm leaving. You know? So then it was a very nice nurse. She talked to my mom, you know, and she got her to get that oxygen on. And then we left. And when we came home, of course, she didn't want to wear it. But later on, she wore it. And she fell asleep with the shit on, and I haven't had any problems with trying to get her to do it. On Saturday, she was real nice. She put it on.
Well, I am snitching because she's downstairs and she don't.
I know. She don't. I know she don't. I know. But that's the part where, you know, the defiant thing comes out. But she did give us some problems. We had a nurse come out yesterday, and she was telling my mom, she's like, for a normal person, if their body was like how yours was, they would be thinking they're about to die. She's like, you've trained your body to be like this. And like, she was really tough with my mom. And my mom, no. But I just think that once you get to a certain place, you just tired. And you just, it's frustrating for me because it's like, you know you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. And why would you want to put somebody else through all of that? Just because you want to do what you want to do. And then it just comes to people like, fuck it, like, I can't make you, I can lead you to the water, I can't make you drink it. I can't do this and I can't do that. But the shit is stressful. But I'm still happy, you know, I'm not too upset with her. And we have that machine, she's going to have to put it on. She don't think she needs it, but she needs it. It just go right in her nose and over her ears. Like, you need it. So I was asking you guys, like, if you can help me. And so many people wrote messages and some people wrote DMs. Just thank you all so much. You know, I had a chance to let my hair down over the weekend because I needed it. My friend Malik came to town. him and Brandon, they share the same birthday, which is today. So we celebrated Friday night, and we celebrated Saturday night, and it was just good. With all of that stress going on, I was just glad I was able to detach and still go out and enjoy myself. Because even when you're in the situation like I'm in, you appreciate those times you get to go out and have fun. Because I didn't really go out this summer. I didn't go nowhere. Only time I went somewhere was in June. I went out of town. And that was like, well, what's going on? Because you're worried about what's going on at home. Because did she eat this time? Did she get her medicine? Like, you be worried about all of that. But at home, I ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
But, yeah, it's a struggle. Y'all pray for me. And I know over the weekend you lost your aunt.
Yeah, my aunt. We had a false alarm on Monday, like you said. My aunt's been on hospice for a little minute, and my cousin thought that she's been at home, and my cousin found her unresponsive and panicked and thought that she had died. And called the family, and we all rushed over there. And when I got to my aunt's house, I was under the impression that she was deceased. And my other aunt who was there said, "Oh no, she's not. She's upstairs watching TV." And I'm like, shocked, but happy, like, oh. But by Thursday, 3 days later, she did pass, and it's sad because it's always been 10 kids, and this is my mom, one of my mom's sisters, and when I got on Facebook and saw one of my aunts, my mom's other sisters, saying that last night I went to bed with 9 brothers and sisters and now I woke up with 8, it just broke my heart, because it's like I can't imagine what that's like for them, losing their sibling. My family's a very close family, and to have all 10 of them still living, like 5 of them are in their 70s, which is really rare. Yes. To have a bunch of siblings, and then all 5 of y'all are like in y'all 70s and still living, so it was sad to see. But my aunt lived a long life. She was 73, and she lived a long life. She suffered from dementia for the past 7 years, but she lived a long life, and this Saturday, when her funeral comes, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be packed. We got a huge family, as you know, and we just going to have a good time.
Yes.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to cry, we're going to laugh, because we've been laughing for the past few days. Old stories and stuff like that, but we're going to have a good time, so.
I was telling Mikkel yesterday, I said, I know your family got a whole bunch of stories.
Yeah.
That they can tell.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Her daughter, my cousin, her daughter, her granddaughter, her great grandson, they've been holding it up. The good thing, like I said, close family, good thing that my mom and the rest of the sisters were all there to help take care of my aunt, to help my cousins with their mom, you know what I mean? Like to help bathe her, take her to, doctor's appointments, take her to those centers that they have for senior citizens and those individuals who may have dementia, because they have like little out
I want to take my mom to one of those places, but I know she would
probably be good for her too, to get out and get
and look forward to do something.
Yes. My aunt was telling me about this place that they were taking my aunt, because my cousins, they all worked, and my aunt was at home, and they didn't want to leave her at home during the day by herself with dementia, so there was this center that they would take her to, and one of my aunts was telling me that, they just loved the center, it was just a nice place to take her, but, that would be good for your mom.
Yeah.
She could get out the house and interact with people her age, for a few hours, and then come on home.
Yeah. I would love for her to do it. But I need more of a push from other people besides just me. You know how some people can, I'm trying to think of the word. Some people can influence you more than just the one other person. But it's just been a whole lot. And I think I'm finally just now accepting that it is dementia, because I just feel like my mom lost memory. I don't never say dementia, but like this weekend it was setting in like, bitch, that's what it is, and you have to call it what it is, even though I really don't want to. So yeah, it's just tough. So y'all know a lot of stuff. Sorry, y'all. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. I'm gonna keep together. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend and over the past week that we didn't get to. The main thing that I wanted to talk about was Cardi B. I couldn't wait to talk about that. How she showed up and had the paparazzi all out there, and you know,
showed up to where?
To the courthouse. Well, to the police station. She went into the police station. Now they said that she was arrested, like once she was in there, but I haven't seen a mugshot photo. They said she was mugshot and fingerprinted. Anytime you get a mugshot, it should be available like that. And for some reason, I haven't seen a mugshot. But there was the situation back in August where there was a fight at a strip club where allegedly Cardi's team attacked these two sisters who were bartenders at the bar because allegedly one of the sisters slept with Quavo. Not Quavo, her husband Offset. Offset is her husband, right? And Nicki ordered them to beat them up and shit was thrown everywhere and all of that.
Nicki?
Not Nicki, Cardi. I be getting them confused sometimes because they got their feud and stuff. I just wish that Cardi wouldn't get herself into these situations. You are at the top of the world right now. If people want to talk shit about you, let them talk shit to you, whether it's in your face or not. Because the main thing a lot of people are looking for are lawsuits. Once you got all that money coming in, you gullible enough to fight them back or hit them or have someone attack them, you can get in trouble for that. And that's what's going on right now. Don't you wish you could just go on tour without having to stop at a damn police station and worry about you being a mother to your daughter? I just think it's just time to grow up. You got 3 #1 singles, the first female rap artist in history to do that. You got a lot of shit that you are accomplishing, but when you go on to court or going to the police station or just fighting and all that, and I understood why you were fighting, but still there got to be a point where you grow up and be like, I'm better than this. I'd rather have news for being that #1 bitch than me, or I went to New York Fashion Week and I was fighting. Or I was at a strip club and somebody fucked my man so I want to fight them. Or, like, you got to be better than that. You got to be above that. If anybody you want to fight, you should be fighting your husband. Because if he did cheat on you, he could be bringing you back anything. That's who you should be fighting.
She's not going to fight him. You know?
No, but you know what? That's what people should do. Because the only reason where I agree with fighting the other person is if you fucking know that person. They know of you. And they still was fucking your man. But people get killed innocently all the time. They had nothing to do with it. Now, I don't know if Cardi knew them girls. But still, you confront them. You don't send your team to do all that at a goddamn strip club. So I'm really disappointed in Cardi with that. You got too much going on to be going in and out of courthouses and stuff. Come on, Cardi, you gotta be better than that. Now I ride with you sometimes, but dumb shit like that, I can't ride with that. And I don't know how y'all feel as fans, but come on. How can you be a big fan of somebody who's always in and out of the jail or going to court? I can't. So yeah, that's just my thing. I think it done died down now, but I'm still upset that she's doing all of that. You shouldn't have no time in your hand. You got the baby, and you should be in and out of the studio. I know everybody want to work with you. Your concern is making money, not fighting dumb bitches. Come on, wake up, Cardi. You gotta wake up. Yeah. And last week I really wanted to see the Braxtons with Iyanla, but I got around to finally watching that episode of part 2 of Iyanla interrogating the Braxtons. Because it was an interrogation. But it was so good. The second episode was good. I think both episodes would have been good if some people were willing to be on board from the beginning. And, you know, Iyanla had to get Miss Evelyn in line a little bit. And then the situation with them not being there on time, it caused Iyanla to be upset. So she really couldn't do the work that she was supposed to do. But I felt like they were getting somewhere with with the board out and writing down all the issues or the values that they have as a family. They were getting somewhere. And then when we get to this new episode, it was just Tamar just going off on Iyanla for no reason. And something I just kept thinking about is at 40 years old, I'm sorry y'all, because it comes to a certain age where you gotta stop the stupid shit and listen to what's being said. I don't know what it is about me, but normally I didn't care what other people had to say, and as I get older, I listen to what people have to say, whether I agree with it or not. But before or growing up, it's always the fuck it. It's my way. I don't care. Damn, I knew I should have listened to that person. I should have listened. But the thing is, we wanna. I'm sorry, but we want. The reason why I think we don't listen to other people is we want to make our own mistakes, and you have to grow from that. But Tamar, you are 40 years old, or over 40 now. The neck rolling, like it comes a point where that shit is old and it's tired. Now Iyanla was there to help the family, and I felt you disrespected me, and you said you called me out my name and
her name. Yeah,
you called me a name and just saying all kinds of shit to Iyanla. I'm just like, no. And I'm like, this is a woman who has Grammy nominations. She has Soul Train awards. She has all kind of accolades. She got a hit show. And this is how she carries herself. This is how she represents her brand. That is not a good idea. That's just not a good thing. And then you could see, if she did this with Iyanla, imagine what the other 4 ladies on the Real went through while she was there for 3 years. You know, I'm just saying, you got to think about that. And that's just not a good look to be carrying around. So it got to the point where your mother had to tell you to shut the fuck up, and bitch, if you say something else, I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. Like, that shit you do, your parents got to do when you was young, and then it's a look that they give you. They ain't got to say nothing no more. So I know I'm talking too much, but how did you?
Fine.
Yeah,
I felt the same way. At like you said, at the point, it'd be like all that and all that. That's what teenage girls do, not a 40-year-old woman. And it was embarrassing. I didn't even think about it the way you just said it though. But you are literally a Grammy-nominated artist. You have all of these. You have these awards that that have come your way in these past few years. You have this hit TV show, like you said, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it as you're saying. I'm thinking like, can you imagine somebody like Mariah Carey or Rihanna or Beyonce or what's another big black female artist out there right now? Or Patti LaBelle sitting at home and watching her act like that. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine them watching her like, what is the matter with her?
I didn't even think of it that way, but no.
Can you imagine Mariah Carey sitting at home and watching that episode and like, or Rihanna sitting at home like this?
Yeah, what if Oprah was sitting at home?
Or
like,
Oprah sitting at home and watching her. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they're going to still be on TV.
And these are people in the same industry as you. These are your peers, and them watching you as ratchet as Rihanna may be, as ghetto as Rihanna may act. You don't see Rihanna act like that.
No.
Rihanna acts ratchet in a way where she's having fun.
Yes.
Having a good time. You don't see Rihanna acting ratchet in a way where she's just being disrespectful to somebody and disrespectful in a way where she's in the wrong. You don't see that from Rihanna. You know what I mean? So it's like, Tamar, how could you possibly, or Janet sitting at home watching her. You know what I mean? Can you imagine these black female artists out there watching her at home like, what is the matter with this woman? And the fact that you got a living legend sitting right across from you, Toni Braxton.
The complete opposite.
The complete opposite, and having to watch her younger sister act this way. No wonder why Toni says she don't like her family.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I wonder why.
It's true. Like, you be like, because some people, if you weren't my family member, I would never deal with you. I would never deal with a person like you. And that's what Toni Braxton, she had that moment. And Toni Braxton's been carrying the baggage of her sisters for over 30 years. Ever since she signed that deal with LaFace and them. You know, she had a sister in her videos. Like at that time, I didn't know they were her sisters and stuff. But she's always looked out for her family, and it's like, bitch, I'm just tired. And she even, I don't think Breast and Feeling Values would have been successful without Toni on the show. But
because Toni was that name that, because if Toni wasn't on the show, who would have sat back and watched the Braxton sisters?
Nobody. Just like nobody watched.
Now that the show is so successful, you really don't need Toni.
No. Yeah.
Right. But to get the show rolling, you needed Toni. But you don't need her no more. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a mess. But it's embarrassing. It really is. And I was embarrassed, like you said, I was embarrassed the fact that her mother had to step in. I wish Miss Evelyn would have stepped in a little sooner. But it was embarrassing that she had to step in and get her in order that way. You know what I mean? It was embarrassing. But at the same time, it shows that Miss Evelyn, it shows the respect that they all had for their mom. Because the minute their mom yelled at her, they all got it, looked like, and they all got quiet and got in line, and Tamar shut up. You know what I mean? It's kind of like with me. I can go off. But the minute my mother and father say something, I'm shutting up. You know, I'm shutting up. Like, I never forget this day I was on the phone and I was cussing this guy out. This was a long time ago. I was cussing this guy out. And my mom, nobody was in the house. But my mom was coming through the front door and I didn't hear her coming through the front door. And she came through the front door with her eyes big. Who are you on that phone talking to? And I just immediately shut down because it was like, that's my mom, and now I'm embarrassed because my mom heard me cussing the way I was cussing like that. You know what I mean? And even though we're grown, and it's like, of course your mom and dad know you cuss. You know, but it's like, you don't want to be disrespectful because that's still my parents. So it's like, yeah. That's why sometimes I like when I call one of my aunts. I just call her just cussing. Not in a disrespectful way, but we all got that aunt and uncle that allows you to do it. It's alright, go ahead and do it. It's alright.
Yeah, and see, you know what? That's the crazy thing, because I know when people look at my family, they be like, "This how y'all talk?" Like, yes, this is how we talk. It's not a disrespectful thing. It's just that's just how we talk. You know, as a family. Like, but if you like Tippy Madison.
No.
But once they hit that age, okay, this is what it is, you know. But yeah, I also feel like watching this episode, I wanted Iyanla to dig a little bit more deeper into the relationship with the parents. We all know like this is where their roots start. Like Iyanla was trying to get out, like, do you still love Mr. Braxton?
But see, Miss Evelyn has this wall up that she is not going to allow that to, because she has this wall up, I don't like him, I don't love him, why is he here? You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the Berlin Wall. It's going to take years to knock down. And then she'll be dead by the time it's completely knocked down. Because she's so angry still at Mr. Braxton that it's like nothing anybody says is going. Miss Evelyn is stuck in her ways like Tamar, where it's like, this is how I feel, and no, and I really don't care to talk about it. He did me wrong, and that's that, and screw him. You know, and poor Mr. Braxton, while he was the culprit and he did do her wrong, but poor him, it's like, okay, I did it wrong, I'm sorry, I apologize, but I moved on with my life, I got a new wife now, I'm happy, and she's still sitting over there with her face balled up with this blank expression on her face like she don't, because when she said that she didn't love him, when Iyanla asked her that, in no way, shape, or form, if she would have said, yes, I still love him, what I would have said to myself, oh, she still wants him. No. You still love him because this is the father of your children, and
you've known him since
you were
married since 17 years
old. So you
old.
don't want, you know, not I love him, oh, I want him back, but I love him because, you know, but she was just like, no. And he was just like, wow, like, yeah, I still love her. She's the mother of my children. Like, of course I still. But she was like, no, I love him. And I'm like,
you don't be like that, Nina.
Oh, hello? Yeah.
It's kind of like, but Nina would say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. You know, there's a difference. But I feel like, I think that, I don't want to say Miss Evelyn's done it too, but I think there's a way you can train yourself to not like a person. And to always feel that way. Because, like, you don't have to be like that every time he is around.
Right.
Like, what if it comes a difficult time where you two as parents have to make a decision for one of your children?
Right. But
and
they're
not married.
I can honestly see that not working because of her. I can see that not working simply because of her. Because I can see her going against what he has to say. I can see that, Kevin. I really can. And it's very unfortunate because, you know, but one of these days she's going to find peace in her heart. One of these days. But it ain't happening today.
Yeah. And then when Iyanla was telling them, like, well, what's wrong if Tamar and Vince can have their own show, Tony could go out and do her own shows. What's wrong with
that was
Tracy?
Yes, that was good.
It's just that nothing you can say.
Right. And they say, yeah, well, you know, touche. I ain't think about it. But we've said the same thing. Like, Tracy is not financially secure like Tony and Tamar. You know what I mean? She's not funny, and then or even Trina and Tawanda. You know what I mean?
And
Trina got her own
bar.
Trina is doing her thing.
Yes.
You know,
which I'm yet to go, but I'm going.
Trina got her own. She was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make it the music, but I'm gonna open me a fucking bar and a restaurant, and we're gonna sell wings and fries, and this is the place to be.
Yeah. Can you imagine that it was a project to get Trina to sell fries at her bar?
Yeah. Like I remember that.
How? You should always have fries.
Right.
Wings.
But she got them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got it.
Common sense would have told you why. You know, what part of Maryland are you from that you wouldn't want to have fries in your bar? You don't have fries in the restaurant and I'm there, but then we gotta leave because French fries goes with burgers, it goes with wings. You know what I mean? Who doesn't have that?
Oh my God, that was a big fight. I'll never forget that shit. Like, it was crazy.
But Trina's doing her thing.
Yeah.
But Tracy is not financially all stable like the rest of them, so it's like I can understand why she stayed on the show. I have to work. Y'all can say no, we gonna walk off and be okay. I can't do that.
Yeah, or maybe whenever the end of their contract is up.
And I don't know what her husband does.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I know he rides a motorcycle. Probably riding up to somebody else's front door.
All right, Tamar.
What?
Yeah. But one of the best things that was said on there was when Iyanla was talking to Trina and Tawanda, and she said, Tamar is like the personification of what your mother feels inside.
Yep.
That was like one of the best.
Yeah. Kevin, I have always said this.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I didn't see it at first.
I didn't say it at
first.
I've been saying this for like the past 2 years about Miss Evelyn. I've been saying it about her. Yeah. And I remember you used to be like, no, she's no, because she's. There's something about her that I see.
But
I see Trina's face in Miss Evelyn because I see when Trina gets older, her looking like her mom. But the inside, I see all Tamar. I see all Tamar. I see all Tamar. It's something about Miss Evelyn that I see Tamar in, and it's like when Iyanla made that, I was like, bingo. Tamar is what Tamar's attitude is what Miss Evelyn is thinking and feeling in the inside. But because she's a woman of a certain era, they don't act like that. They just bottle it all in. But Tamar is from a different era, and she's going to say it. But that's all Miss Evelyn. People may not see it, but that's all Miss Evelyn. That's all her. It's all her. Defiant, bitter.
Stop.
It's just, you know, it's just, that's her. It's her. It's her.
And then the last part, I love that they all broke down and said what they had to say. But Tony was just my favorite part because
I don't like it.
She's just like, bitch, none of y'all.
Tamar was my favorite part too because there was no tears at all. So the whole time I was sitting at home watching it, and I was like, look at her, no clown, no tears for the clown.
Yes.
No tears for the clown. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tracy.
When she had that ugly face when she was talking about Tracy, She must have really did Tracy wrong. Oh my God, you tried it. But yes. Oh my God, I just hope that from this experience that they all have learned something from this and can treat each other a little bit better than what they do. Because this was like an eye-opening experience. But Tamar did the same thing. Like when TV Jakes was there, she was crying and crying. But what are y'all gonna do to change it?
Nothing.
Like I hope they do,
because apparently
something.
Everything is still the same.
Even when Iyanla, but and this was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So I mean, come on. It was good TV.
Yes, it was.
But that's all it was.
Somebody said, "Bitch, I would have soared higher." Without them being on my back.
And that was Tony in her truth. That was her in her truth when she said that. And I believe that. I would have soared higher had I had not had all of this. But you know what? God is still good. And he still sits on the throne. He sits high and he looks low. Yeah, okay? Tell me about it. Don't get me started because I will go there.
Go there, Kelly. Go there. And so, Kanye West has deleted his Twitter account, his Instagram accounts. He made a plea last week he made a plea to Colin Kaepernick to come to the White House to meet with Donald Trump.
Why?
Because they want to have a dialogue about what's going on with the NFL. I just don't think it's a good thing.
No.
When you're dealing with someone like Kanye West and you're dealing with Donald Trump, no. Donald Trump feels the way he feels, and Donald Trump is not going to budge on how he feels about that.
No, he's not.
But Kanye West, he had a rant on Saturday Night Live. And I must say, when he was on there, because I watched it, the season premiere, it was a great episode. And even though I was not sure of the performances, I liked the songs that he was performing. And then we found out that Chris Rock taped, Kanye West, and he was saying what he was saying. And then this week you had
saying what he was saying about the Democrats and welfare.
Yeah, and how SNL was holding him back and didn't want him to wear his hat. But they promoted you in a Make America Great Again hat.
So why would they not?
Yeah.
Why would they care?
Yeah, he was saying that him not being on his meds, that's the real him. This is how he really feels. And Pete Davidson, who's on the show, he was saying, just because you're not on your med does not mean that it gives you an excuse to act like a jackass.
Right.
And Kenan Thompson, he was just glad that he wasn't out there when all of that was going on. Kanye needs to be on his medicine. And this is just real talk. If you go through mood swings and you're imbalanced, you need that medicine to make you balanced.
I would love to know what kind of medicine he takes, though. He keeps saying meds, but for what? Is it bipolar?
He's bipolar. I believe he's bipolar. I can't diagnose him, but I definitely believe that he's bipolar. I think when it comes to your health, that's just how I feel. When it comes to your health, you should be doing everything to stay healthy. You don't want to be in the headlines for something stupid. Now, I may not agree that you like Donald Trump. There's nothing wrong. I mean, I really think there's really nothing wrong with voting for who you want to vote for, because we all think differently. I may think that you're crazy because I think some of the Republicans are crazy with their thinking, but they probably think the same thing about me, that I'm crazy. But Kanye, like, you be saying some off the wall stuff, and when you agree with certain things, it make people like, well, what the fuck? Like, I can't ride with this Kanye. I want the 05 Kanye. I want the 04 Kanye. Well, pre-Donda, before Donda passed away, Kanye. That's the Kanye we want. Because nobody recognizes who this Kanye is. And you call yourself a genius. Sometimes you have genius things. You make excellent music. You can't, I don't care what meds he was on. On or off, that music is good. But when you start speaking and you start saying like you want to abolish the 13th Amendment, like when you start talking and then, like, come on, Kanye, you have to get it together. And I'm just not a fan of that Kanye. So if you want to delete your accounts, stay off of Instagram.
I so see and understand why the Carters separated themselves from him.
Yeah, he probably was. Bitch, it's probably like, bitch, we gotta go if we start talking too much.
He's a fool.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you know, he'll bring us into that.
Yeah. And you already know he was already talking shit about Beyonce and
Right.
Jay-Z.
So it's like, yeah.
Get away from
Yeah, get away from him right now. Get away. And don't answer the phone call. Don't answer his text.
Or Kim's.
Well, I don't think she has Beyonce's number anyway, so that ain't nothing to worry about. Beyonce ain't talking to her. What would she talk to her for?
Yes.
They have nothing to talk about.
So you got Kanye West, being a Make America Great Again. And Taylor Swift, it was news all last night on Twitter. Taylor Swift came out and she put out a long statement about the state of what's going on in the United States right now. And she basically was saying that everybody get out and use your voice and vote. Register to vote. And if you're voting in Tennessee, do not vote for the Republicans, vote for the Democrats. And I mean, you would have thought it was World War III on Twitter. And it's like, that bitch lucky, she said something after her tour. She's smart, yeah, because them redneck countries and cities and stuff, they probably wouldn't agree with your with that at all. Some of them probably would have burnt Taylor tickets. I seen people burning Taylor CDs and all of that
stuff. But she already got their money.
Yeah. I'm like, what is the point of doing that?
Right. After you spent your money that's now in her pocket.
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Listen, Taylor don't have to sing another note or strum another guitar. Okay? She don't have to do a motherfucking thing. But I'm glad that she said something. And then you got the Republicans. Oh, she needs to stay in music and not deal with politics.
They always think that
but they're okay with Kanye.
Yeah, the Republicans always think that artists or celebrities should stay in their lane when it comes to politics, when it doesn't agree with them.
Yeah.
But when rednecks are out there agreeing with them,
everything is fine.
Everything is peachy keen.
Yeah. I'm just glad that Taylor used her voice to tell people to vote. You can't, and then you can't get mad and tell somebody how they should speak about the current state of the United States. No, it's horrible. We're in a time now where women want to be heard more than ever, and if women have been sexually violated, people are coming out and they're speaking up and telling their truth, whether you believe them or not. And in most cases, they are believable. And with this judge becoming a justice in the Supreme Court now, it's like there's nothing we can do. If we don't like the way things are going, we must vote every time. Because there was a point on Friday where I just tuned everything out. I was tired of, we're waiting for these other four people, what they're going to think. Fuck that. If you want to really do something, you talk to the other ones that you try to sway their vote. Not just the four. What about the other 46 people? Talk to them. Everybody is just, right now, anything that Donald Trump does, I'm going to agree with because I want to keep my job as a senator or as a representative. If you really want to keep your job, or if you feel the way you feel inside about certain situations, stand up and speak up about it. Just because you might not agree with the leader, that doesn't mean that, you're going to lose your seat. There may be people who you work for that feel the same way, whether Trump endorses you or not. That guy in Florida, you don't hear nothing about that no more. That black man is going to win. He is going to be the first black governor of Florida. I see it happening because Donald Trump is not tweeting about DeSantis. He's not talking about him. And that's all because DeSantis was saying that he didn't agree with Donald Trump about the death toll of Puerto Rico. And he was like, with Donald Trump, like, you don't agree with me? Well, I'm not coming to Florida to help you. And that's good. That's a good thing. Young people...
Now, who said that? The Republican candidate said that he didn't agree with Donald Trump.
Yes.
So Donald Trump was upset with the Republican candidate, and because the Republican candidate in Florida doesn't have Trump's support, then Trump is like, I don't give a fuck if that black guy beat you because you didn't support me.
Yeah. Donald Trump has a way of getting people to go out and vote.
But see, that's why these Republican senators in Congress are scared of losing their seat.
Because Donald Trump has
a mouthpiece.
Yes.
And see, Donald Trump is not any other president. Donald Trump will get out on camera and get on Twitter and talk so bad about somebody who doesn't support him. And with his base being so supportive of him, like Donald Trump said, when y'all go out and vote in November, pretend that you're voting for me again. That's what he's telling his supporters.
If I lose, it's your fault because y'all didn't vote. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the time that we're in, but it's just.
I'm ready for the election to come.
Yes.
I'm ready for 2019 to come so we can get this on a roll about who's running for president, because I'm ready.
Yeah, but you know what? Tomorrow is October the 9th. If you're watching today, you can go online and sign. I really don't agree with going online and registering to vote. But you can go online and register to vote if you're going to be 18 before November the 6th. Please register to vote. In most places, the deadline is October the 9th in most states. So please register to vote and make your voice heard. This is too much going on in our country. Every election from here on out until Trump is out of office is very, very important. And we have a governor's race here in Pennsylvania. And Alex Trebek, they were booing him because he was, made some jokes. And it's like, no. We want you to be serious if you want to be moderating something. But I don't see our governor Tom Wolf losing that election. But yeah, please register to vote and know who's running and know what's going on. Tina Turner has a book coming out this year, and there was some quotes from the book, and it was revealed that her husband donated his kidney to her. So I just thought that was just. First of all, I may love somebody, but I've never thought of giving like a kidney away. If I had a family member, I probably would do it, but I'm not sure. Do you think you can give up a kidney? I don't know.
If it was my sister, my mother, my father, you're damn right.
Yeah, but when
damn right.
You gotta be really in love with someone.
That's not even that's not even a second thought. If it was for somebody dying, then why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. I wouldn't. Somebody come and tell me that my husband or my wife is about to die, and I have something that can make them live. Why would I even second guess that? Sign me up. When do we go to cut me open? Yeah.
And some people have donated a kidney to their loved one, not family member, but to someone who they're married to. And they went out and left the fucking marriage.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I've heard stuff like that, but
I don't know about that, but
I'm just glad I don't want to turn into a negative thing.
No, because I'm just thinking whether you leave the marriage or not, you're gonna be rewarded in the end because you did something that God wanted you to do. We put on this earth to help people, and so therefore, whether the marriage ends or not, if you are helping someone, then you're helping them. And if I love you and the marriage ends, then the marriage ends. But I would rather see you still living and us be divorced than see you dead. You know what I mean? Like I would. I would do it. I would do it if it was somebody dear and close to me, and I had something that it would be. I wouldn't even second guess that. Like if my mom, my dad, or my sister came to me and said they needed it, I wouldn't even second guess that. If I had it. And I knew that the doctor said, well, you can live off of one. Your mom, your dad, they need it because they may die. Yeah, cut me the fuck open. Like, why would I sit there and say, oh, I got to think about that? Think about what? That's your loved one. And they're about to die, and they need what you have. Give it to them. Hello? Why are we thinking about that? Yeah. Especially your mother. Somebody who carried you for 9 months. Childbirth is not easy. Some women die during childbirth.
Yes, they do.
Like, why wouldn't you give that to your mother? Like, hello? Yeah.
So, and in the book, she puts that she wants more people to become organ donors. So yeah, now I do have my ID that I'm an organ donor, but people be scaring me with that, talking about because if something happens to you and you're in the hospital, they won't work as hard to save you because you're an organ donor and your organs have more value because you're an organ donor. Like, stuff like that scares the hell out of me. Because if something happens to me,
I've never heard that.
yeah, they cut you right on open and take your organs.
How many people do you know that has happened?
I don't know no one that's an organ donor.
No, how many people do you know that has happened to that you know?
And death, nobody.
Right. So people talk all the time. That's just like people saying that movie wasn't good, and you go to the movies and it was an excellent movie.
Yeah. Because I know some people be like the hospital's not doing too well, but I keep it on there. You ever go to that page, No Gun Zone, on Instagram?
No, but I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
I be on it like all the time, and just some of the comments, I'll be like, oh my god, and then the spelling, I'll be like, oh my god.
Well,
yeah. But they be like, I don't think these hospitals work as hard to save people's lives, but I don't. Some people just gotta think about like the kind of guns that were used.
You can go and find out the ratings of hospitals and find out. But see, a lot of people. Now, I'm not sitting here and I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen, because I'm sure it does happen. But we have to take into account too that when it is our time, when God has predestined us, He knows when we're going to die. So when it is our time to die, it is our time to die. And so that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Man puts all this power in doctor's hand and fail to realize that there's somebody who sits higher than a doctor. So when it is his time, when he's ready to call you, he's going to call you, whether it has anything to do with your organ, your heart, your lungs, your brain, or whatever. So that's why I live my life. When it's time to go, it's time to go. If I was to get into a situation where I was left in a state where I was going to become a vegetable,
okay, bitch,
I do not want to be a vegetable.
Don't do that.
I do not want to be a vegetable. You know what I mean? That's not the way I want to live the rest of my life. Me and God, we're going to have a conversation. Lord, no, that ain't it. I want to be a vegetable. I don't want to.
It's rare you hear about somebody coming out of that state. It's rare.
Yes, because I feel like that is such a sad thing to see somebody in that state. First of all, I was listening to the story of my aunt, like I told y'all. She had dementia. And she had gotten to the point this year where she just stopped talking. Mm-hmm. That's usually towards the last stages.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She had pain in her body, arthritis, but nobody knew where the pain was because she wouldn't verbally say it. The only time you knew where her pain was if you touched the spot and then she would, you know what I mean? Then that's how you knew. But she didn't know where the pain was. And I thought to myself, can you imagine how horrible that must be? Your mind with that dementia is in a black space and you can't even verbally tell somebody that you're in pain. Who would want to live their life like that? So then imagine somebody who's a vegetable. They could be in pain, and they can't even physically or verbally tell you that. I don't want to live like that. And I feel so bad when I see people like that. It's like, oh my God, like how? Like, you can't even communicate to me. You know what I mean? Like, I saw this article on the news recently of this guy who was going to go visit his mother in the nursing home, and while he was there, he was sexually assaulting her roommate who was like 90-something. Like, what the fuck? Who does that? And then the nurses and them, they thought something was up. And then one nurse actually caught him. And when she caught him, he was able to leave, like, escape. But then, and you can look this up, he was able to escape, but because they knew who he was and knew whose son he was, it didn't take long for the police to catch him. Yeah. But this particular woman was not in her right mind, so she couldn't really, you know what I mean?
Anything or do anything.
But come on, who does that?
Ooh, that's sad and nasty and horrible.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, back to the organ thing. Tina Turner, when I saw that article in the Shade Room, I smiled. Because I said to myself, this man loves her. That's his wife. That's love. That's his wife. And he loves his wife enough to say, and then, think about it. His wife is, she has more years behind her than she does.
That's something I thought about too.
Ahead of her. But the fact that he said, I'm going to help her in this journey, instead of saying, well, you ain't got that much longer to live anyway, so you might, you know what I mean? That's love right there. Mm-hmm. That's love.
I know one thing. If I could have kept my gallbladder, I think I would have.
But I'm sure you're happy that it's out because it
the pain. Oh my God, the pain. But
now imagine. No, I'm sorry, real quick. Mm-hmm. Imagine having that pain that you had with that gallbladder and not being able to communicate that with nobody. Mm-hmm. Not being able to tell a soul I'm in pain because you have this thing. You have this thing with your mind or dementia or whatever, and you can't communicate that with somebody. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine living through that and you can't tell nobody that you got that pain?
No. But you know, that's one of the things that frustrates me about my mom. Mm-hmm. It's like, girl, if you have pain, why don't you say something?
Because you're able to tell us.
Yes.
So tell us. Right.
Oh, because you don't want to go to the hospital, you go to the doctor.
Because you want to be at home and lay on this couch and be...
You're like, girl, if you don't stop, you know, how's your knees? Oh, they fine. No, come on, let's take this arthritis pill. Because she got some arthritis pill she take, but I give her like the Tylenol that's like 800 milligrams. Mm-hmm. I gave her 2 of them so she don't have pain like that. And you know the crazy thing
give her 4 of them.
No, that's way too much. Right.
She'll be sitting there like this. So you like, what's the matter with you? Can't make any food. She'll be in heaven if you give her 4 of those.
She'll be 4 of them.
She'll be sitting there like on cloud 9. Are you out?
I was thinking about like the day I had got my surgery. She was supposed to get knee surgery, but thank God she didn't get that surgery because the doctor later on, the doctor's like, hey, she would have got that surgery, she would have died because her heart wouldn't have been able to take that. But it was just like I was thinking like the weeks before, like I was like noticing something was different, but I just thought it was just like she'd be all right. You know how you just lay down, bitch. She was not right like that whole time. Like that was a crazy. All right, I'm trying to talk about it, but yeah. I wish I wouldn't have got rid of my gallbladder because I just feel like it's my life is different without it. I can eat whatever I want, but when your body says you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta go to the bathroom.
Are you even going to do anal?
Don't play yourself. I don't even play those games, so I wouldn't even know. But when my body says it's time to go, it's time to go. I could be anywhere. If I gotta go, I gotta go.
I'm sure you're happy that you can do it now.
You're trying to be. I always was able to do it, but it's just like I'm talking about going to the bathroom
to do it.
Like ain't much hole in the air.
Listen,
because when it's time to go, basically.
It's time to go. Yeah. One thing I can honestly say, I never had a problem going to the bathroom. When I gotta go, I gotta go, and that's that.
They'd be like, let's go. Be like, all right, I'll be back. I've even left places early.
Oh yeah.
Just to go home.
I left church once and drove all the way home to go take a shit and came all the way back. Are you kidding me?
Why you ain't just doing that at church? Oh my God.
And it was one of those shits, it was in between, it wasn't during service, it was in between service when we were eating and stuff, and I said, ooh, my stomach started bubbling real fast. And
yes.
I just got finished eating. What did they put in this food in my stomach? Oh, it's time to go.
Yes, I've left places.
I drove all the way home, took a shit, and came all the way back. Oh no, you will not. And then it'd be just, and see, at my church, we don't have single restrooms.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I don't think in the one building that we have a single restroom, that building was locked. Mm-hmm. So the other building, it's like, you know, it's like a restroom that all the men could come in at one time, and I can't take shit and all these people walking in and out of the bathroom. Oh no, I'm going home. That's all right. I got a car. That's why I got a car. Go home and come back.
Now, Azealia Banks, Iggy Azalea, a name I haven't said on this show. She has canceled her Bad Girls tour. Now, there's a person named Cupcake. That's what her name looks like to me. She pulled out of the tour. And she was saying it had nothing to do with Iggy. It was more so that she was going to get paid $330,000 per show. Now, there's 21 dates to this tour. So that's like $7 million. I believe. Yeah, about 7 million, almost $1 million.
It's over $1 million. That's all we need to know.
Almost $1 million. So that's like $7 million, close to 7. I'm like, hold up. I never heard of her. But she said they went from paying her $330,000 a show to $30,000 a show. I'm thinking, now bitch, I will pull out of a show too. But
That's
I don't
a
know.
big...
But that's a lot of money to make $330,000. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. And then going down to 30,000. And how many shows was it?
21.
And that's only 630,000 she'd have been making if she did all those shows. That's not enough money.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's not enough money. That's not enough money.
But I guess she was an opening act. That's enough to pay her opening act. And where was they going to get all this money to pay her from? Because we're talking about Iggy Azalea. This is not 2012 with Fancy and all of that. Was it 2012, 2013? I don't remember. But yeah, so unfortunately the tour is canceled. So if you have bought tickets to that show, you can get your tickets. Another tour that's canceled is
excuse me,
the So Def tour.
a tour that I knew wasn't going to go anywhere. But people were arguing with me saying, "Oh no, you're just being negative." Man, I said no. They thought that they were bad boys. And see, So Def was hot, and they had their artists, but wasn't nobody hotter than Bad Boys in the night.
But they still should have been able to go on tour.
Yeah, but who wants to go see Bow Wow? Who wants to go see the Brad? Who wants to see them?
Everybody.
Nobody wants to see them in concert.
I think that instead of going to like places like Wells Fargo, they could have been going to like the Leopold Center. It could have.
Or the Met that's opening back up. But
bitch, I wasn't opposed to going to the Met. On the tower there.
This lady that's friend of our family, excuse me, she was there in the Met recently, and she posted a picture.
Oh my
I don't know what they're doing.
On the outside, they fixing it up.
I know, but I'm saying in the inside, I don't know why she was in there per se, but she was like, she hit me up and she was like, Mikkel, it is beyond beautiful in here. I said, I can imagine so. That's a historical building. It was abandoned for years. For over 20 years, it's been abandoned. Because even in the 90s, they were still having church revivals in there, and then it closed down, I think, like, it officially closed down like in 95 or something like that. So it's been abandoned for over 20 years. I can imagine that they're fixing it back up.
Yeah,
and then
John,
down in that Fairmount area.
Bitch,
hello?
Y'all think y'all just gonna pay to get us to get out of here? I'm not going nowhere. Because I'm gonna be able to walk these streets in North Philly once the color changes.
Because it's going to happen.
Yes, it's happening.
It's happening.
We might have to move too.
Yeah.
It might be an offer we can't refuse.
Well,
hey.
Well, you better make sure you behind that too.
Yeah. Oh, who else?
Yeah, don't let us sign no paper.
Okay.
Because she'll be signing this house away for only $20,000. Are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? Maybe I should have gave you those
Pitbull is buying. They are making their way down the street. I'm gonna just say that.
Making their way downtown. Rapid fast. Space is fast and I'm home bound.
Home.
You won't be home bound going this way. They kick everybody out.
Okay. It's first of all, downtown looks so nice. I can't wait to see what's gonna look like next year once everything is really open. They got the Times Square shit going on. You got all of these hotel buildings. I just know that drinks is not going to cost $6, $7 no more. They think they're going to be in New York, $14, $15 a damn glass. For all that, I'm going to be staying home and I'll be drinking at home. Yeah. So it's So Def tour. I just feel like 25 years of So Def. Okay, I think that BET should put that on TV. Somebody should air that. Because now that the tour is not going to happen, it needs to be seen. I think Diddy did his thing, like record. Somebody got to record.
I don't think it should be. I don't think the So Def thing should have been a tour. I really didn't think it should have been a tour. I think it should have been like one big concert. That's what I thought.
And you remember how like ABC used to do like the Thanksgiving specials and stuff? Why not BET try to start a tradition? Yes.
Like, and remember every year Beyonce concert.
But now they're still showing fucking Muppets. You know what? I'm not.
Don't do it. That year that they didn't show Beyonce concert no more. It was like that was when it went downhill. It was like what? Because every Thanksgiving Beyonce was on.
Yes, she was. She had some Beyonce
some
in
special
tour or I Am Sasha Fierce or something. BET, y'all should do that. Yes, it was. And it was only 10 years ago.
It was only 10 years ago.
It don't seem that long.
It was only 10 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, BET, y'all know black families get together Y'all could do something like that.
Single ladies
Thanksgiving
was
special.
10 years
Okay.
ago. A decade.
And this like 10 years ago this week.
Yeah.
Because Michelle album came out, Beyonce tried it, putting out. Bitch, 10 years ago yesterday.
10
Damn
years ago.
Years, yes.
10 years ago.
And I didn't like it.
All the single ladies.
All the single
And to think that that's been 10 damn years. Her and Jay-Z been married for 10 years.
April Fool's.
Times are
Just
really
think about like
fast.
it's like I can remember that time I was in that dining room, I was talking shit. My mom had, when the video really came out, my mom did a video about what the me and the single ladies were. Those were the times.
But you know what, your mom was right. When you look back at the video and watch what your mom was saying, your mom was right.
Why play house?
Yeah, why play house? If you like it, buy it. Where was the lie in that?
I got mine. That's
I got mine, you get yours. Yep. And that's why she's doing this. I got mine, where's yours? And motherfuckers still trying to get there.
20 years later.
20 years later.
So I got everything. Only thing I didn't get to was Kavanaugh being a new judge, but we already know how that went down. The FBI the FBI did what they were told to do by the White House. There was nothing else that they could do. Now,
But see, my whole thing is, I felt like the investigation was focused on him if he was a drunk or not, if he liked liquor or not, because you're not going to find out if he raped somebody, because she said he didn't rape her. She just said he sexually assaulted her. You had 3 people in the room, 2 against 1.
But they didn't interview none of them.
Who?
None of those people that she claimed. They didn't interview Kavanaugh. They didn't interview her, the lady, Dr. Ford, her witnesses. It was, when they say it was a limited scope, it really was limited.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of people, Kevin, too, were some people too at that time were just like, we don't even remember this particular party.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Because there was so many parties, they can't remember which one.
And then it was 36 years ago. Like, I'm sure I've been to plenty of parties when I was a teenager, and that wasn't even 36 years ago. That's like going on 20 years ago. But some of them I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like, I could not tell you who was at some of them parties. Yeah. I could tell you where it was at, but I can't tell you who was there. Yeah. So it's like, what exactly were y'all looking for? Do I believe he did something? Yeah, I believe her. But it's a hard thing to try to prove. It really was a hard thing to try to prove. The only thing for me, I felt like I believed her too when, again, like I said, she never said he raped her. She said he tried to, but he never raped her, and she could have said he did it, but she didn't say that. And then when she came out and said that in 2012 he did this. Yeah. You know what I mean? She admitted it, and she came out and said in 2012 that he had did this. This was before Donald Trump was president. This is before anybody knew what the fuck his name was. So yeah.
Now, see, the Democrats, I feel like, really, okay, let's stop worrying about impeachment. Let's worry about 20 fucking 20.
Yeah, because he's not getting impeached.
If you even attempt to impeach him, these people are going to remember that for Election Day 2020. You thought it was a black day, November the 8th, 2016. Oh Lord, let's not get to 2020 and it just be all fucked up. Would it be November 3rd, 2020? Oh God. Let's not have a bad day that day. Let's just let's focus on this midterm. We gotta have a good year. We have to have a good year. The turnout has to be amazing. But we can't forget how the how the Republicans have treated us and the things that they've done. We just can't forget that. And we need more people knocking on doors and informing people. Because if I come out here and ask the people what's going on, I don't think they're going to know. They're not going to know. We need our representatives to come out into the neighborhood and get to know these people. Like I wrote their mayor, like, nigga, you need to get on TV and go off about all these killings going on in your city, especially with all these teenagers being shot and killed or just being shot. If Michael Nutter could get on TV or any network, he was always willing to come in and say something about what's going on. He was meeting people where they at, or just going out there and saying something. You are saying nothing. You're out here talking about what you have done as mayor. Well, you're not stopping the murders going on. You said crime was low, the lowest in 40 years. How?
Yeah.
How? It don't feel like it to me.
And who's 40 years?
Shit, I feel like if I could sit on my step and a bullet hit me, or through the window.
Yeah.
None of my fucking business.
A bullet went through his door one day.
Yes.
It did. Didn't it?
Yes, it did. No. New Year's night.
Nobody was hit.
Thank God. So it's just like, come on. Our city, we have to do better. And we as people, we have to do better. We have to fight for what we want. And we gotta stop being upset. If we're gonna be upset, we gotta do something about it. And come November the 6th, we can all do something about it.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
So I hope that y'all remember this. Now don't sit there and be like, I didn't like the candidate.
Yeah.
I didn't
See
see
it in 2016.
I ain't seeing eye to eye, and you vote for Snuffleupagus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or you went to the polls and you voted but didn't even vote for the presidency. But then you got so much to say. You want to march now. Everybody got so much to say. Please.
Don't do that.
I'm
gotta
not.
try to convince them to vote.
Yeah. Well, some of them. Shit, they right there with you. They work with you. Yeah, I voted and voted right for Trump. Bitch. Can you imagine how many Trump voters you work with?
I don't know. I don't know. But to be honest with you, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well, I know one thing. In Philadelphia, he didn't win Philadelphia. He didn't win Philly at all. We voted for Hillary Clinton. We're one of those blue things you see all over red. That's where we at. But listen, y'all look at him on TV.
Talking about what? Oh, Trump apologizes to Kavanaugh on behalf of our nation.
Don't apologize for me.
Look at Brett Kavanaugh.
That I must state that you, sir, under historic
That's when he's replacing, I think.
were proven innocent. Thank you.
He was proven innocent.
No, he wasn't. He's just saying that.
That's right. Now for the roundtable, Elena Shore covers the Senate for Politico. Jonathan Swan.
This is the shit that makes me mad.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Y'all have a good day.
Have a good one. Take a little time to enjoy.
And Megan McCain is back. Congrats to her.